What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Did I Do That? Today we're going to take our next step into transforming our outdoor area. The last video we covered up an old exterior entrance to a door, and today we're going to cover the hole that's left. You can see we've got a gutter that runs across it, and we're going to deal with that later. But today we're going to cover this up. So for today we start out with the OSB, and that's what's going to go on top over here. Like I said, you can see we had this gutter that comes down along that post right there, and it's going to run across this opening. But that's one of the reasons why we want to get this closed, because then we can move that gutter down on top of the OSB, and when we run our substructure, the gutter will essentially be hidden, and you won't even be able to see where that gutter comes out at. So we're going to attach that OSB, we're going to use a post in the middle to support it, and we're going to leave that drain the way it is as well. That way, if there is any moisture that gets in there, we don't really have to worry about it because it's got somewhere to go. So the first step is to clean out this opening. All right, so as you can see in the background, we just kind of put them over top as a dry fit just to kind of see what it's going to look like. Obviously, we got a lot of cuts we got to make. Number one, we've got to indent that first piece of OSB back there so that it goes into where the exterior entrance used to be, where that outside siding doesn't come all the way out. So we'll do that first, make some other cuts just to make it look a little bit cleaner, a little bit more even. And once we make those cuts, it'll be time to attach it. We use these Titan turbo screws to attach the OSB to the concrete, and as you'll see here, there's a bit that comes with the screws. You're able to drill out a hole and then attach. So we just made our first cuts and slid in our first piece of OSB. It's not attached yet, but you can see, had to cut out the corners so that it would butt up against the house. Still a little bit of a gap there. You're always going to have that though with a brick house. So we'll be able to just put some foam, some waterproof silicone in those cracks to make it waterproof. But that's what we had to do for the first board. And you'll see here, after I was summoned, it was time for us to actually attach this to the ground. We put a post underneath that's supported by a tough block just to add a little extra support. Not that anyone's going to be walking across this, but we do want it to have a little bit of support so it doesn't start to drop in the middle. So then it was time to drill out the holes with the bit and then attach using the screws. Probably the most difficult part of this project was drilling into the concrete. The bit just wasn't doing the work that it needed to do, so it took quite a bit of time to get all the holes drilled. Once the hole was drilled though, the Titan turbo screws did a great job of biting into the concrete and securing the boards. After we finished securing the boards, it was time to put on the house wrap. We did this just to add an extra layer of protection against moisture. We know it's going to get wet, it's outside, it's going to be underneath the deck. But we thought it would be a good idea just to add an extra layer of protection. Also, you'll see we left some gaps on the edges, and this will allow for some ventilation. And here's a picture of once we had it completed. What's up, everybody? Now it's time to start working on the substructure. As you can see, we've got our materials out here, so we're going to start planning, and then we'll show you all what it looks like when we start putting it together. The first step in building the substructure of the deck was attaching the ledger board to the house. This helps direct a lot of the weight bearing to the house, and so we had to make sure that we attached it level and flush so that the deck boards can lay on top of this all the way down. As you can see here, we had to do our best to make sure that the ledger board was level, so we used whatever we had handy to make sure that it was level when we set it up, and then we held it in place and attached it to the house. can see here, we've attached the ledger board to the brick, just making sure it's nice and level all the way throughout. And we've still got one more to get to the end, but that's what it looks like right now. Right after this video ended, we attached the last board and the ledger board was complete. Thank y'all so much for watching episode 2, and stay tuned for episode 3 where we start building the actual frame of the deck.